Howdy folks, and welcome back to Dungeon Meshi. Today we're going to be watching episode 3, which is titled Living Armor, which I'm pretty sure was mentioned all the way back in episode 1 by Leos as a potential monster to eat. I don't know if it was supposed to be a joke or what, but I think when he said it, Marcel replied something along the lines of, "We can't eat metal," or something like that. So, seeing as how all the other episode titles have been something they have consumed, real curious to see how the heck they're gonna cook and eat this one. I cut out a joke in the first episode. It didn't quite make it to the YouTube edit of the episode, but when he said living armor and she said metal, I said, well, there's probably some like ectoplasm in there that you could like scoop out from inside and maybe use it as some kind of base for something, kind of similar to how they did with the slime. So I don't know, but regardless, this is also the first time we've had an episode that had just a single thing in the title. We had 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and now 1. And I said in the last one, I think 3 might be too much. I think 2 might be the sweet spot, unless there's something like big and epic going on and just real good story. Like, I'm sure when they get to that dragon, that's going to be a single episode kind of deal. But regardless, Living Armor, I'm real curious to see why this itself takes up an entire episode. I don't know if we're going to get into like spooky horror time or what. I don't know. I'm just really, really curious to see. So I guess then we can see what the optimal number of meals to cook in an episode is. But hey, I'm really excited. The show hasn't stirred me wrong so far. And before I get going with the episode, being as how this series is very Dungeons and Dragons inspired, I think the mangaka is a big D&D guy. I'm pretty sure somebody has told me that the manga went on hiatus when Baldur's Gate 3 came out just so he could play it and no-life it for a little bit, which is kind of hilarious just knowing the manga industry and how like fast-paced and cutthroat it is over there. The fact that he can be like, nah, I'm taking a little time off to play this game I want to play, like, hey, that just speaks to his love. So I do want to share some D&D stories that I have personally when applicable. So sorry if this makes the intro to this episode pretty long. This more ties in with the last episode being Basilisk was one of the things they cooked and ate in the last one, which did look delicious. Leos had a line saying something like, I think I talked over it, but he said like Basilisk and Cockatrice are like same family, different species, I believe he said. So I have a Cockatrice story in the one campaign that I played fully with my friends. But I'll just get this out of the way now. I rolled the character Nicolas Cage because I thought it would be really funny to like roll him and then like play him as like a serious D&D character. Except I've rolled him as a joke. I made him a druid who, just because I didn't know much about D&D going in, so I figured druids do animal stuff, right? Because I wanted to have a bear familiar that I named Wick, after the bear costume that Nicolas Cage wore in the 3rd act of The Wicker Man. So that he never used beast shape or anything like that. It was just, he had a bear that he had a bond with, I guess. But one of our early escapades we were on is we had to like basically capture this cockatrice that has been running rampant and causing trouble, and we chased it and it ended up in this giant like chicken coop, and all my friends were like, oh shit, how are we gonna like find it in here? And I realized I have a spell, I forgot what exactly it was called on whatever spin-off system we were on, but it was something similar to Charm Animal, and the way I read it said something along the lines of like rhythmic swaying or sound entices small creatures or something like that of a certain type. And I was like, can I use this to just basically distract all the non-cockatrice chickens in here? And they said, yes. And so in universe, we had Nicolas Cage doing the chicken dance to distract a bunch of chickens while the rest of the party sussed out the cockatrice in the big chicken coop. And that was very, very early in our campaign. And that was one of the first times that I myself like feel like I did something really, really good, like kind of within the rules. It might have been a little stretch, but just because it was funny and we liked it, we let it slide. It was the first time I personally did something that really affected like the scenario in a huge way. So that's always a special one to me. Also, just imagining Nicolas Cage doing the chicken dance is pretty funny. But regardless, that's my D&D story for this one. I have several others. We'll see when and if they come up, but that's your one for today. So let's scooch over here as I get ready to watch this thing. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching me watch this thing. Do all the YouTube things. I still, as of recording this, have not released the first episode onto the main feed, so I'm really hoping these are doing well. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching this, if you haven't seen the others, go back and watch those, but make sure you subscribe so you see when more of these come out. Do all the other YouTube things. Leave a like, leave a comment. Blah, blah, blah. Uncut, unedited reactions are available over on the Patreon in the description of the video below, as well as, I don't think I've mentioned it for this series, Discord server, just that people who watch the channel, friends of mine, it's just like an open, safe, fun place, and, you know, I'd love to talk about Dungeon Meshi with y'all, so there's a link to that as well in the description if you want to hop in there and just have a fun time. With all that being said, I did forget to plug my tea. I was so enticed by seeing the OP for the first time, so I'm just going to do it here. Throat Coat Tea. It was Throat Coat Tea last time as well, but I never announced it in the video, so I hope I remembered to go leave a comment to pin in that one, because after saying, oh, I'm big on tea on this channel, and then I just forgot to plug what tea I was drinking. So that's what I'm drinking. So as always, what beverage are you enjoying while watching this? And now, sorry for the long intro, folks. Let's get going with Dungeon Meshi Episode 3, Living Armor, starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. And of course, it's still too hot to drink. I'm really excited to meet some of these other characters that we see here in the OP that we haven't met yet. And I keep telling myself there's a long way to go. This is, you know, for a single season, this is much longer than my typical 10 to 13 episodes that I expect from most of the shows that I watch. So we'll see. Plenty of time, right?
I'm so tired. These stairs go on and it's exhausting.
At least you're going down the stairs and not up. That would be a lot harder. All right, chill, Chuck.
Please. Sure.
Yo, putting more nicks in this thing.
There should be a switch here.
You'd think he'd have some kind of a tool for it, right? Wouldn't just have to borrow the fighter's sword every time? That was a fun face from Marcel. She constantly has the best faces in the show.
I don't think I've ever seen this chamber before.
And we saved a lot of time getting here. Hmm? Damn it.
Oh, is this...
What's wrong?
The decoration from my crossguard fell off.
I didn't mean to break it.
Damn.
That's
So
not
he
your
is
fault.
ruining his stuff.
Been loose for a while now. I tried tying it on with string and gluing it, but nothing worked.
Ugh, tragic.
Did it have some special purpose?
Nope, not really.
No, I feel like it might have been something with his sister or family.
3 years ago, my sister and I were new adventurers.
Okay.
To learn the ropes of the dungeon, we joined a group of gold strippers.
Gold strippers.
Oh, I thought of something completely different when they said gold strippers.
Let's see if they hit the inside, too.
Okay.
I have jokes forming in my head.
Monsters in there. We're not ready to handle them yet.
So this is when they're both just level 1, right? Also, like, interesting that she kind of has like this sleepy clothes, like Brock eyes, kind of.
Poor guy.
The armor's all rusted.
I just
That's
realized.
what happens if you die in a place like this and no one finds
Are
you.
they? Is this going to be a full flashback episode? Is it called Living Armor because they don't actually eat the living armor? It's just what they end up fighting in here. Oh, I didn't even take into consideration there'd be episodes where we don't cook and eat something. Unless he did, like, this is how his fetish awakened. This is how the wires got crossed in his brain. I was just a level 1 fighter. I could only attack once per turn. And then I killed a living armor and fell over and my tongue touched it. And I was like, oh, I liked that. And ever since then, I just wanted to eat monsters. Worst backstory ever if that's the case, but it is also interesting seeing as how, you know, this whole quest is to try to save his sister, that we actually get a good at least some backstory with her, that we're gonna see her throughout these episodes, presuming we're gonna get more flashbacks. Just like I was telling you my flashback about Nicolas Cage the Druid, so we get this, you know, he's essentially telling a D&D story right here. Interesting. Yep. That's traps waiting to happen.
Wonder how much we'd get for all this armor.
They're all in good condition. We could sell them as is or melt them down.
Oh, that was very sudden. Yeah, just like I was saying, traps waiting to happen, right?
We can't fight these. Come on.
It's so interesting how they're like, okay, they are moving. Oh. Yo, the level 1 sword, though. Is this going to be the first time he died? Oh, that's how he got his sword. He stole it from a non-living suit of armor. Actually, nope. Nope. Oh, God. Yeah, and within the rules of the series.
And that's how I got this sword.
But you died for it.
It was my first death. You know, I've read books on living armor, and not one of them mentions anything about their flavor.
Okay, never mind. That's my headcanon. That's my headcanon origin story for him. He accidentally licked one, but it seems that he didn't and really wants to, though. So the wires got crossed somewhere else, I guess. Yeah, so not a full episode of backstory. I'm guessing we're going to get the revenge here. But yeah, it's interesting in the show. It's so many other shows, like death is very permanent for characters for the most part. But in this one, you know, presuming you have a cleric with a high enough level or someone with, you know, I don't know what the D&D equivalent of a Phoenix Down is, but, you know, death seems like not much of a big deal. Both of these characters said that was my first death, implying that it's happened several other times, right? And, you know, it's, you know, not the biggest deal, just as long as you don't die where no one can find you, right? Given those decayed suits of armor, which also nice, like little backstory there, like, you know, seeing the decayed suits of armor and now, you know, seeing where they originally came from. So I bet there's still a couple knocking about here, since she just, we're gonna find some and we're gonna eat them. Simple as that. And then he just starts walking in. Marcia like, I don't think so. The exit's over this way. We're gonna eat them, Marcia.
What do you think, Senshi? How would you cook it?
What? You can't eat armor.
There you go.
Suit of armor controlled by magic. It's not some creature.
If you're so hell-bent on eating armor, you could always eat your own.
This one's not alive, though.
That's a shame. I guess eating living armor's out of the question.
No, this is gonna fuck with him. This is gonna fuck with him all day. Oh God, there they are.
Let's avoid fighting them if possible. Any one of them could move.
That shot, though.
So stay alert. Here we go!
I know, I've just been stuck here for a long time. I'm hungry. Do you have any monsters to eat? Okay. But just on the animation side, when they all started running, you know, I think back to Uzu. Sorry for the pause in the middle of the action scene, but if I don't say this now, I will forget. But just, they started running, and it's just kind of like static shots of them going. But then the camera, like, kind of panned over to, like, you know, fool us into thinking we were like seeing more action than we were, because animating running convincingly is, you know, difficult, I would assume. Some action things easier than others. Running, especially towards a camera, like to get that kind of like growing scale as you run, difficult. So just very good work by the team, like not wasting a bunch of time trying to animate something that looked really good. Just show a couple frames of them running and then have the camera pan, like to say they are running down the hall now, because we get it. Otherwise you end up with, you know, as I mentioned, Uzumaki, that episode 2, that first real dip in quality after that amazing episode 1, where there's characters running on the beach and it's just like running animation that's just like dragged across the screen. It looked fucking terrible, which, you know, like I said, animating running is hard, but for a project as anticipated as looking as good as Uzumaki did, seeing that running frame just like hurt all of our collective souls when we saw it. F's in the chat if you suffered through Uzumaki. I have a reaction series to it. There's nobody watched it, but it's there.
They blocked us! We can't get to the other door!
What do we do now?
There's only one thing we can do now!
We have to eat them. Oh, I thought we were going to get the opposite thing, like them running in this corner and then the camera swaying that way.
I wonder if we did something to tick them off.
That's silly. They don't have any feelings. They're empty suits of armor. The only way to stop them is to find whoever it is that's controlling them.
And eat them.
Usually what happens is you get too close to them and then they attack.
Yeah, like it's automatic,
These
right?
ones, they move to block the door. There could be something on the other side of that door they have to protect.
Like whoever or whatever is controlling them.
Is this going to be like a siege, like strategy episode?
Unless we can get past them and through that door, we're stuck.
We'll have to find the mage or whatever that's controlling the armor. Once we take them out, that should break the spell.
Yeah, just like JoJo's. Can't beat the stand, find the stand user, right?
I thought you'd do the sneaking since that's kind of your thing.
But fighting definitely isn't my thing. Living armor doesn't have eyes or ears because it doesn't need them. Stealth skills don't work on things that aren't alive.
Ah, that's true.
Are you ready?
I do like the kind of jerky motions of him. They don't have ears, so we can run.
I'm right here! Come and get me! Bad idea!
Don't fear, Missy.
Nice. Actual kind of turn-based combat in the animation, right? Ooh, are we gonna get solo Leos action after he gets through the door? There's just a bunch of suits of armor on the other side. He's like, are you shitting me? After all this? That looks ominous. That looks something out of a Dark Souls game. Oh, is that the Dark Nut? They don't have eyes or
This one
ears,
looks
Leos.
different from the armor in the other room. There doesn't seem to be anyone here doing the controlling. I get the feeling this one's the strongest.
Yeah, typically, yeah. You know, I made the Dark Souls comparison. Usually guys that look like that put up pretty big fight.
Figure out what the armors are protecting.
They're protecting this guy. This guy's actually the weakest somehow. Woo, buddy. Never mind.
Off an arm or a leg. Maybe that'll slow it down.
His sword just breaks too. Oh, God. Oh, shit, it did. Fuck, why are my Oracle moments so good? It's just like before, right? He runs back into the other room.
Damn it.
Improvised weapon?
It was protecting its shield. What the?
What is that in there?
What's that stuck to it?
An egg? We can...
I've seen something like that before.
Is that something we can eat? Oh, wow. Big time flashback. Oh, look at the animation here. Holy shit.
Right. It's
Yo, that brain blast he just had.
an egg case. That's what it was protecting. Eggs.
You know, we had omelets in the last episode. I don't know if we want to do eggs twice in a row.
I knew it. There's more to these things. If it has no eyes or ears, why'd it bother picking up the helmet and straightening it?
Aesthetics.
Why's it got eggs?
Not aesthetics. I don't know.
They move instinctively and deliberately to protect its eggs.
Interesting.
They're alive. That means they can be
That's a
killed.
cool shot.
That means
Thumbnail, probably.
we can eat them.
Yes, let's go. All right, commercial break right there. I love all the dramatic music back there, just to this silence and just like.
Behind you! Awesome!
Yo, that anime glint off the sword right there. Oh, nice catch. Oh, no, not right back on it. I was gonna say throw it away so they can't get it. Oh, that looks dangerous.
Swarmed in here and things are looking bad!
Yeah, things are looking bad in here too, though.
My options are slashing at its organs, make it bleed to death, suffocate it, starve it. What am I saying? Those will take too long.
Yeah, starving especially. No, that's just me. I'm starving. I haven't eaten all episode.
Maybe it's a slime, but they don't move with precision.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Maybe it's a horde of insects.
Ugh, I hope not.
Oh, I would have heard them scuttling around inside.
And it would have sang, I'm the Oogie Boogie Man, if it was. That's really cool concept art, though, in his brain.
So, I'll outsmart it.
Oh, God. R.I.P. Leos has to outsmart something. I mean, he's probably a very strong dude. He's just kind of goofy. They all seem smart.
I got it. It's empty.
Yeah.
If there's nothing here, why'd that other one even bother picking its helmet up?
Aesthetics, just like I said.
Uh-oh. What do I do?
Come on, think. Your plan can't be over yet. Oh,
Wait, how can it not see me hiding over here?
okay.
There's something about the helmet then.
Oh, put it on.
What's this?
A security camera. Oh.
What the heck?
Ectoplasm?
It's a mollusk. And right between the layers of plating, there's a colony of these in it.
Got it.
Still looking for its head.
Its head is dead.
Right then. Here!
Oh, interesting. What if it puts on the head and then it just can't function? Yeah. Something's wrong. Oh, that's tight as hell, actually.
This must be filled with them.
He's just gonna painstakingly go piece by piece. He comes out like, cut back to everyone else just fucking dying. There we go.
Time to think about that. Gimme. Hey guys, get over here!
Do we look like we can?
Oh, but that was Egg.
What was that? And why did they go chasing it? Whoa.
Yep, did that with my bare hands.
Nope, there was no mage. This so-called living armor isn't controlled by magic. That makes the armor move.
Well, all right. This is Uncharted, though. This is Uncharted. These things could be poisonous as fuck to consume, right? Like, if nobody knew this about living armor, unless Sentry says, oh, this looks exactly like incredibly edible thing that I'm used to cooking all the time. I don't know how they figured this out, but good on them for it. Now let's eat. Unless that exact thing happens, like, I would not trust this because, like, this is an unidentified creature that you have just discovered. Walking mushrooms, sure. Other stuff that, people have mentioned about, something like a basilisk, like, obviously, yes. But, like, this, especially being, like, shellfish looking, like, he called it a mollusk, right? I love me a good mussel, a good, I love me some shellfish. I wouldn't trust an unknown one though. That could you could get mussel or you could get sea urchin. One of them is very, very poison if you don't prepare it properly. The other, pretty yummy, pretty much no matter what you do. So I wouldn't chance it here.
They were aggressive with us because we happened to show up after they laid their eggs.
Seriously? Those icky things hatch from eggs?
Yeah, look at that face.
Amazing? And I'm the one who found out about their secrets. Wait till we tell the world about them. We're gonna blow some minds.
He really did just make a huge advancement for adventurers everywhere, right?
Senshi, we can't eat the armor, but I bet we can eat these guys. They look pretty dang
All
nutritious.
right, let's hear
don't
what
they?
he says.
There's no way anyone's eating that mysterious gooey gunk.
I'm with Marcel here.
Never cooked them before, so can't promise it'll be.
Look at that look on Laios' face.
thank you,
He's got the good faces in this one.
Ew! What if those things are loaded with poison?
I'm pretty sure any creature that poisonous wouldn't bother with hiding in a suit of armor.
Oh, gosh dang it. He's probably right.
Not sure if its organs are safe to eat, so they're going in the trash.
Oh, I just realized I have to put this on my tier list somewhere, too.
Make soup. Then heat some oil. Add critter, seasoning, and medicinal herbs
Okay.
for stir fry. The helmet critters.
Oh, that's actually kind of awesome.
These classic
Used as a
style
pot
all the
topper.
way.
It looks like
It's ready.
dwarf-style living armor stir fry and grilled living armor. All right, now it's time to make my decision. Some of the bits on here, on the grilled portions, look a little mushroomy. I like squid. I think I've had octopus. Have I had octopus? I don't even know if I've ever had octopus. I do like squid. I think I've mentioned this. I liked crab. I also love that they kind of grilled these in the armor pieces themselves. That's kind of neat. And like I said, the helmet on the pot, nice presentation touch. I like that a lot. This, I don't know. I mentioned liking mussels, but I one time got oysters at like a fancy casino buffet kind of thing, and I could not bring myself to eat them. I just didn't necessarily trust. They're probably fine given the amount we paid for that buffet. I got them because I had never really tried raw oysters. I think I've heard someone say the consistency is like you're eating snot is what it feels like, and you just kind of like suck it down your throat. These being grilled, I'm assuming a similar consistency, but grilled, so a little firmer. So you're not probably not swallowing this thing whole, especially with all the, I don't know, texture wise, all the little additional like little tentacles. These things have fucking gnarly design, I'll just say. Which is why I thought about squid, because some of these kind of look like little, you know, little squid bits in here. So, fuck, where do I put this on the tier list? Because I think me personally, if I don't know, if in a buffet line at Senshi's buffet, Senshi's cafeteria, I would pass these things up like immediately. What's lowest on my list? The tart. I think I'm gonna put the living armor at the bottom of the list so far, because like I said, putting it in the context of in a buffet line, would I pass these up? Yes, I would. I would potentially, I would try the tart. I would put a little sliver on my plate, probably take a bite, say like, nah, flavor's not quite for me, and then just like pass on the rest. This I would be afraid to try, and probably they're gonna eat it, and Laos is gonna be like, is it Laos or Laos? I think I might have been saying his name wrong the entire fucking time. Sorry if I've been mispronouncing it, but he's probably going to say like, oh my God, these are so good. I can't wait for the moment where he goes and eats something and he's like, this sucks actually. I don't know what I was thinking. I hate this. So for me personally, I'm putting living armor at the bottom right now. Okay. Tier list updated. I have a actual sheet of paper here that I've been actually writing these things down, and a little pen in my drawer right under here. Keeping up with it. But yeah, that's where it's going to land for me. I'm sorry. Let me know how hard you would go on these things in the comments. It's a personal taste thing for me. This is my series. This is my personal tier list I'm making, and they are going to go at the bottom because I frankly don't think I could bring myself to eat them. I'm sorry. Steamed living armor. See, I do like that though. Presentation wise, it's awesome.
Wait, does anyone have an antidote for food poisoning?
Laos. Here.
Oh, those things are probably... Oh, God, he doesn't have the chef hands.
Why is everyone looking at me like that?
You wanted to eat living armor, so there it is.
Oh, is this going to be the one he
Get the
hates?
first bite.
Yeah.
Such an honor.
We leave his corpse if he dies.
Okay.
Oh, it is like oyster.
Did he die?
It's delicious! Oh my God, the flavor. It's so good.
Holy shit!
Not bad.
Okay.
Could use a condiment or three, maybe.
Or 3. Okay, so even then, not bad, but not great either, right?
And?
It doesn't taste bad.
But it's not good either. See, I think, though, at this point, if you're anticipating it being the worst thing you've ever tried, anything other than that is going to be an improvement, right?
How is it, Marcel?
They kind of taste like mushrooms.
I know, right? I'm trying the steamed ones next.
That's it.
I bet these'll taste better than the grilled ones. Tastes like mold.
The
Ugh.
helmet stink got cooked into them.
Ugh.
Wouldn't it be neat to see what they're like right when they hatch?
We're not going back in there.
Wait, I just thought of something. Whenever I saw suits of armor holding hands, I thought it was a dungeon prank, but maybe that was a mating ritual.
Someone needs a nap.
And that someone is
I was scared of
Marcel.
living armor for so long. Turns out it was just a fragile, delicious monster.
I'm sorry your old sword got broken. That one's pretty neat, though.
Yeah, it's got better stats. It's fine. Oh.
Hey, Laos. If you're taking that, want me to check it to make sure it's not cursed?
No, don't trouble yourself. It's not cursed at all, really.
Oh.
You can tell. Don't blame me if it turns out you get cursed.
Is he going to have a little pet in there?
Wait up, I'm coming.
This seems dangerous.
So, with a new sword in hand, the journey continues.
I don't know if that's going to be important for later.
And as they descend into the dungeon, the other three have no idea their party has gained a new member.
Yep. Okay, there we go. Oh, we didn't end it with the delicious in dungeon. Oh, well. Oh. I guess they're going to keep me on my toes a little bit here. That was a really good episode. That is, I started off this reaction saying that I was unsure how it was going to be, like, where's the sweet spot, basically. And they better have something damn good for us for this single food episode. And they did. This was, very, very well constructed, well paced. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I want to say it was one of those that was just kind of hard to react to because I just wanted to watch it. I feel like my commentary might have been maybe some of the least good it's ever been in this one. Because I was just into it and just wanted to watch and enjoy the episode. Oops, that happens sometimes. But yeah, it was just solid. Really interesting creature design on it. I don't know what what the Monster Manual actually says about living armor. I'm assuming it's probably, as they were saying early in the episode, it's just controlled by some kind of arcane magic or some shit like that. So, leave it to the creator of the series to be like, no, I'm going to come up with my own thing and come up with something like incredibly creative. I very, very much enjoy kind of like the lore, the ecology aspect of it, just how they function and what they do kind of thing. And good on Leos, right? I'm gonna go back and forth until I figure out which it actually is. Good on him for it being like, wait a minute, there has to be a reason. Here I was saying like, oh, it's just aesthetics. They know it looks badass, but no, it's because they're a little colony that works in tandem with each other. So they were missing one of their little buddies. That's why they had to pick up the helmet. Yeah, I still stand by what I said. I do appreciate that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Leos is pretty much just like overacting a little bit, like, oh, it's so good. Except, when it was actually bad, like the steamed portion of it, he was like, oh, it just tastes like mold, right? He couldn't hide his lack of enthusiasm for that one. Whereas everyone else, like even Senshi, who's like probably the most learned connoisseur of foods there with probably the best like palate, said it could use a condiment or three, right? Everyone was like, well, it's not terrible, but it's not blowing me away either. And that's not, the poorest of meats can only be prepared like in such a way, right? So it's, hey, Senshi did his best, but like there's not every dish he can save, right? So I do like that not everything they eat is gonna be like, holy shit, I love this. It's just like, it's food, it's edible, right? But yeah, everything else in the episode was fantastic. I like kind of how it felt like the stakes for everybody else, even Leos. Like we know, like I mentioned about death earlier, we know that characters can die and it's not the biggest deal as long as someone can go get their corpse. They can be revived. But it still felt like a life or death situation for Leos in there when he was one-on-one with like the big suit of armor. It was good. And then cutting back to everyone else like struggling so hard. I was really curious about the eggs though, given how important Leos kind of realized it was. I think it is Leos, because I think I've been saying Laios, but I think I remember watching another reaction saying like, oh shit, it's Leos. Whoops. See, and now I should be watching in Japanese, because they'd be saying like Reosu or something like that, and I'd be like, oh, it's whatever. It's whatever I make of it, because I'm just reading it in the subtitles and I choose my own pronunciation in English, right? Yeah, just overall phenomenal episode. Even though it was the lowest in my tier of the foods, really fun romp. It'll be, I don't want to say it'll be interesting. Like it'll just be kind of, now that we've had a taste, no pun intended, of a single food episode, going back to like like 2 segment kind of ones is going to be like, oh, these are going to be shorter and probably less important, and kind of just leading me to like look forward to the next time we get a single food episode, because now the bar has been set very, very high for these. And I'm really hoping I don't dread if there's ever another 3 food episode, because I'm really hoping that it's not just like, oh, these are going to be completely inconsequential. Basically just spots on my tier list for food. But hey, with as praised as this series is, I'm assuming there's not too much in the way of like bad or even just less good TV. It's all just going to be pretty solid. So that's my expectation going forward. But I'm very, very excited to go forward. This show's been fantastic. Like I said in the last one, some of the fastest I've ever fallen in love with a show. And I'm very happy to be watching it. I told somebody else it's very refreshing to watch something like this, like doing mostly Western animation, now doing an anime, and one as beloved as this one. it just feels good, like to have something kind of different that I'm doing on the channel. I'm liking it, and I hope y'all are too, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think I don't have anything else to say about this one. What did you think of this episode? Was this like a good hooking point for you for the series? Because, you know, we hit on a lot of stuff. Flashbacks, you know, characters having to use their wits and smarts, the most action we've seen in the show so far. I could see this episode being one that got a lot of people like kind of hooked on the show. Like, all right, we got to keep going now at this point. So definitely let me know what you thought of this episode, of the reaction, anything you want to tell me. And with all that being said, I'll catch you next time for the next episode of Dungeon Meshi. Delicious in Dungeon. I think I am going to end all of these just by saying that. Take it easy, everybody.